Hello guys and welcome back to the foodborne parasitology. This is the last video of this series and today we're going to talk about arthropods. Arthropods, okay, so let's start with this Petra. These are not very pleasant organisms. We will only say a few things on this. The Blatella germanica and the Periplaneta americana. The Blatella germanica has 8 oophicae with 30 to 40 embryos. That means that's another word for eggs, because arthropods don't really have eggs, they are oophicae. And in the case of the Periplaneta americana, they have 10 to 15 oophicae with 16 embryos. Moving on, we have the Lepidoptera family, in which we have the Cytotroga cerealela and the Plodia interpunctella. This one lives in grains and it has a V between the wings. As you can see here, it has a V. It puts eggs inside the grains, especially in maize, and the larvae, they grow from L1 to L2 to L3, and then they create the nymph, and then from the nymph the adult. And one pair of these can create 60 million larvae, and the 60 million larvae can infect 2,000 kilos of grain. The prophylaxis for that is grain treatment with pyrethrinus, the pheromone trap for the males, and low temperatures will prevent those arthropods to infect the grains. On the other hand, we have the Plodia interpunctella that attacks dried fruit. The cycle is same as previous. They have the larvae, L1, L2, L3, the nymph and the adult, and they can affect a lot of fruit in this example. And the prophylaxis is more or less the same since they are from the same group. This is the insect we were talking about. If we continue, we have the Astigmata group, in which we have the Pterophagus casei, which is the one who creates the mimolette cheese. As you can see from this is a cheese. And the Dermatophagoides. And these mites attack the flower. They are inside the flower. Then we have the Prostigmata, in which we can find the Eriphidae. They live as plant parasites, and they are like that. Not all the species are red, but they are known as the gold mites. And then we have also the Tarsonemyidae, and most species in this family feed on the thin-walled mycelia of fungi or possibly algal bodies. So fungi and algae are infected by this parasite. If we continue, we have the Coleoptera group, in which we can find the Dermestes spp, this guy right here that lives in fish flour and the dried skin, meats and sausages, grains, meat flour and bones. He likes dry surfaces. And then we have the Orceophilus surinomensis that lives in cornfield, maize, and in grains, flours, pasta, bread, and nuts. And he also likes the dry surfaces. And then we have the Cytophilus spp. They live and they have a species for every grain. We have the maize, the cornfield, the rice. They are everywhere. And then the Diptera, Cyclorgraphic dipters. These are the flies, the common flies. We have the Musca domestica and the Phania canicularis. the Lucilla sericata and Calliphora vomitoria, the Sarcophaga carnaria, and these last three are meat eaters, all these three, the Eristalis tenax, and the Piophila casei. This can be found in feces, it likes feces, and the Piophila casei in cheese. They put the eggs, then they create the L1 larvae, L2, L3, the pupae, and then the adult. They are accidental meiosis producers. They act also as mechanical vectors and they can create food seizures. Okay, so that was it for the arthropods. As you can see, it was a very short video, not very complicated. I didn't want to put too much information on that because they are not the primary parasites of the food. They can infect some foods, of course, but they are not parasites for human directly. I hope you liked the video. If you did, click the like button below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, share this video to friends and family, and download this diagram I will leave in the description. It's in my website. I hope you enjoyed the whole series.